Stauffer, Chairman, shall have the authority to end the presentation of highways and these rules. So moving forward, first to speak is Ms. Callie Bailey.
Hello, everybody. A lot of you know who I am. This is terrible timing for me with all these folks behind me, but we'll take it as it goes. I've been a resident for 33 years. A lot of you know me from itty-bitty ages up till now. You probably know me most frequently as Councilman Bailey's wife. But I'm here today because Councilman Bailey is tired of hearing me complain at home. So I'm coming to you guys today. This is incredibly outside of my comfort zone. I know that it's hard to be an elected official and hear the hard stuff, so I am hoping that I will have some respect, not just from you guys, but from the crowd and anybody else watching. But I am going to say some really hard things, and I don't take it lightly, and I certainly don't take it personal, but I felt like I got to tell you guys. And I think it's not just me. I think that I'm going to say some things that a lot of citizens want you to hear and know as well. My family built our forever home here 9 years ago, and I convinced my husband to stay in this town because I wanted amenities: water, sewer, trash, and snow removal. And I wanted those amenities because I didn't want to drop a well. I didn't want to dig for a septic tank, a manufactured one. I wanted to pay a small connection fee, have my taxes pay to maintenance those things. And what has happened over time is nothing. Nothing is happening. Unfortunately, we experienced a terrible incident on March 22nd where we were without water for an extremely long time. And there was so much happening in the town that day. I don't have to tell you all, but Grottoes Little Leagues, ball fields had a tournament going on. Shiplet Field had, Mary Baldwin had a game going on. The fire department had a fundraiser with 300 people there, on top of residents having no water. Not able to flush toilets, bathe, take care of children, wash dishes, cook, nothing. And it really is unacceptable. It wasn't an isolated event. This has happened multiple times. And I think for me, it really was just the end. You know, I thought, this is terrible. Of all the timings, you know, this is just terrible timing. I think what we hear from you all as a council is we inherit this problem. It is a tired excuse, and it's kind of disrespectful. There are some council members here who have been on council for decades. And it's not an inherited problem. It's a problem you've known about. And what we want to see as citizens is that you guys do something about it instead. I know that you have dumped a lot of money recently from ARPA funds, but that was because the clock ran out and you had to spend money. You didn't really want to spend that money, but you did the right thing and spent that money on water and sewer. And that's what this town needs. There's so much new construction happening. I know the mayor knows she put your name for sale on all of those new constructions. And we're just draining a water and sewer system that's dilapidated. What are we going to do? We've got to be able to maintain these things. I'd rather see my tax money go to that. I think capital expenditures should be frozen, and I think you should really reevaluate where money is going. It should be going into the ground to make sure we have the amenities that we paid for. Those amenities that we need and not want, it is the hard stuff. And we need you guys as council members to do the hard stuff, to say no to the things some citizens want, and say yes to the things that we need. You know, perception is reality for the citizens. They don't come to these meetings. This is the most I've ever seen here. I come a lot. I know you know I come a lot. If they could hear you off your microphones, they might understand a little better. If they could watch it online, maybe they'd understand a little better. But it's their perception. And a lot of the comments you see, they don't understand line items. They don't understand the budget. They don't understand that some funds have to be spent on certain things. They see new welcome signs going in. They see stop signs going up. They see advertisements for lifeguards for a pool that's still leaking, and they don't understand. And I think if we could just get the information out to the citizens, make it as transparent as possible, they would be a little more understanding. But I do think that we need to have the water and sewer addressed. It's really important, and I hope that on March 22nd, residents understood that this is serious, and that those of us who've been complaining for a long time are not just complaining to complain. It is a very serious issue. And on election day, I hope that they realize their vote matters. Your vote for mayor and council isn't who's your best friend. It's not who sold you your house. It's not who you like. It's who's going to do the right thing and do the hard thing. And that sometimes means saying no to people. And, you know, I'll close with one wild idea. Maybe residents should think about unincorporating this town. maybe if we pay taxes one time, we got a service from Rockingham County, that would be sufficient. But, that's all I'll say. Thank you, guys.
Mr. Stauffer.
Good evening, everybody. Unfortunately, I'd like to first start off by saying that it's been brought to my attention that at least one of the members of council decided to tell one of my neighbors, and I'll quote, that they should advise me to stop saying that we had a sewer in our yard during last year's hurricane and that we just had water, extra rainwater in our yard, quote. My wife and I took that comment as a veiled threat, to be honest with you. We'd first like to know, how would that individual know when they've never been to our residence? The reason I start with that is because I think there's multiple people within the town that want to speak up or mention different things that take place within like the community, but they don't come up here to be open about it because they're afraid of retaliation or what might be the outcome of that. We do not live in a third world country. We live in Grottoes, and unless Grottoes is rainwater comes down with disintegrating toilet paper and literally crap floating in it, that's not extra rainwater. Here's a picture, for example, of what the side yard looked like with sewer and toilet paper during last year's storm. Now, the second topic I wanted to bring up is during a couple weeks ago when a lot of people, not just myself, as you heard, a lot of people were without water here within the town. On the town's Facebook page, as you can see right here, somebody had commented from the towns under the word author that flushing the lines as directed is sufficient and safe for your water to drink it, because somebody was asking about a boil advisory, and since there wasn't a boil advisory, they were told that the water is safe. Although on a different town's post page, right from the town's website, it says at the bottom that these sediments are not safe for drinking as well as cooking, and to run the water for 5 to 15 minutes until your water turns clear, and then it would be safe. This picture here is actually our town's water from our sink during the course of a couple days. The first day was actually clear prior to all the mess of the water system. The following day, you can see here, our water definitely was not clear, and that was after multiple kids' showers, flushing the toilet. So we were curious as at what point was the water safe, because ours never actually cleared up, and that was going off the town's page. And then lastly, Mayor Plaster, I'm going to quote what you had said, and you said that my expertise is in zoning and planning, and I'm a big advocate for strategic planning and how we need to make decisions. You were mayor in 2022, I believe that's you right here, and in 2022, one of your articles that you published as far as being a realtor, you had said that we were selling 60 building sites to future streets and houses and public water and sewer to be brought to the property, and you take it from there. We wondered what the motivation behind this or what the intent was. My opinion is it was not in the town's best interest, because if the town's infrastructure, which is water and sewer, cannot maintain what we currently have, I don't understand how, in yourself, I believe, it says you're Mayor Joe Plaster, you said replacing, we are experiencing the pains of replacing 50 to 80-year-old water lines. So in 2022, that was not 50 or 80 years ago that we're still having the issue we're talking about today. And then right here, we're in your words, about having an open door policy. You said that you have an open door policy, and I encourage people to come and talk to me and share their concerns. Multiple times, my wife and I have called you from my cell phone. I believe it's been blocked or sent to voicemail or what have you. The reason I feel that way is because if I call you on a blocked number, you'll answer. The phone conversation, when it wasn't in your liking, got real hateful where you decided to raise your voice while you were on speakerphone with my wife and I, and telling us about your problems up there with the culvert piping and how VDOT was supposed to maintain it, but you guys have to maintain it. I'm sorry, but a VDOT pipe does not have to do with us not being able to flush a toilet, and I think that we should be able to flush a toilet and have running water in Callie.
From our citizens. You've done this before.
But it's not being comment when you talk about infrastructure and water and
No, I'm
sewer.
talking about when
We still don't have.
interviews back here. You come right out here, did it again. You have, I don't know if it's me.
I'm pretty sure, I know
Here's the
disrespect,
vice
I'm pretty sure during the comments to the town council, I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to turn into this, and this is the public's time to speak. I could be wrong on that, but going off of the
Your
town.
time has expired. You started at
So
7:38.
thank you, but that's what I'd like to bring to the table, so you guys are aware of the problem we still have on Callie.
Mr. Stauffer?